trying all week really. I've been working on making sure I can take with me what I need when I go to the boat next time, so that I don't run out of things, because there's nowhere to buy anything there. And so I got some yacht varnish. That'll be useful. So what we're doing is we have to do all the electrical systems, the solar panel and all that wiring, rewire it all with a twin battery system. And so whilst I'm doing that, I'm going to be probably having to fit panels and do a bit of woodwork, and so that's so I can varnish any of the wooden parts that I'm going to be cutting away and adding to and so on. And that's so I can fill, this is milliput, it's quite inexpensive, it's epoxy putty, and so I got that so I can mix bits of it together and fill. There's quite a few holes where people have drilled into the fiberglass on the interior and then move something around and not filled the hole up. So that, I'm hoping that will fill the holes, and that should last me a long time, because you can just mix up a little bit of it. It's super fine white, and so it should just be a matter of plugging up the hole, and it's white, the finish is white. So that's what that's for. And oh, look at this. This is my multimeter. I took this apart. My fine, almost new multimeter, which I paid quite a lot of money for, and it just didn't survive the boat. And so it's very difficult in boats. Electronics are very, very difficult. I found the phone plug going dodgy quickly, and that's finished now. So what I did was I ordered a small pen model, which I think was only about £10, and so if it breaks you can throw it away and get another one. But the other good thing about this has two leads, and I noticed with this it's very difficult. You have to put this somewhere and it can fall, and we're trying to get in the battery compartment in difficult places to measure. It's no good. So the one that I've ordered, it's got the pen is one prong, and then it's just got another wire, so you can hold it in your hand and put it on one place, and then you can get to the other place, and then you're only holding two things, you're not holding three things. So that's good. So that's on its way. I have to throw that away, but I don't know, it's hard to throw things like that away, isn't it? So what else have I got here? Right, so there's a box of stuff here. I'll just show you on the table. Oh, I got these nice orange handles, and you just put the wire in there and just go like that, and it strips it, and it's self-adjusting. It handles any size up to the largest size I actually bought, and so that's a really great tool. That the trouble being on the boat, it's the only screwdriver I've got now in the house, because all my tools are left at the boat. So there you go. Alright, so what have we got in here? Alright, we got some shrink wrap, the pile of shrink wrap, okay, and all different sizes. So that's necessary to have that. And I've got some cable joins to join cables with the special marine ones, which have got glue and solder inside there. I did try one of those. I wasn't that impressed with how that worked. I liked the heat shrink. That was easier to do. Okay. Then I got a box of fuses, and I ordered them. I hadn't seen these little tiny fuses before. I found out there's different sizes of these, so you have to be a bit careful. And so anyway, I'd ordered some fuse holders, some inline fuse holders. I'll show you in a minute. And so those were to go with those. I thought, well, you can get a box of them so you don't have to worry about running out of these things. And then this is a box of all different terminal ends, and so that should cope with that side of things. Okay. Now, all right. And then this is a battery isolating switch, and so you've got 1 and 2, 1, 2, and off. You shouldn't really use the off except you leave the boat completely. And so because you can, if you start your motor with one of these, or if your solar panel's connected, that's the other thing, you can't turn this to off. It'll disconnect the solar panel on my setup. So unless your solar panel is shaded or disconnected, you shouldn't really turn that to the off position. That's interesting, isn't it? Okay. So you can't really isolate your solar panels, but there's fuses in the panel, so you don't really need to. You never really need to turn your solar panels off. That came with some nice screws to put that on. They looks like they're stainless. It is for a boat, so yeah, it is for a boat. In here, here's one of the inline fuses. Alright, and you can choose. Now what I've done is, okay, so I'll show you what I'm going to do in a minute. This is actually for, okay, this has got a voltage display on it. I wanted this so that I could show the voltage on the starter battery, and it's got a 12-volt plug, USB charger, two amps and 1 amps, so it's quite good, quite powerful one, and there's a switch on there. Okay, so it's just a generally useful panel that I'm going to put up on the other side, on the starboard side of the boat. So that's the panel, and so it came, and it has just, I thought it might be wired together, but it's not wired together, so you have to wire the whole thing up. And so that's what I got for the main fuse on it. Okay, so that's a I think that's a 20 amp fuse, and the main system is wired at 30 amps. So that's for that. Right. There's another thing that came with the panel here. They actually sent some of these crimp connectors, and so I was able to find out the size, and also I had a go at using them. And these inline fuses, I've got 8 of them. They come with a connector that's like, and you can cut it at different places if you like, and you end up with a piece of wire. And so you don't have to buy a wire to connect this between objects, which is quite useful, and it's quite good sized wire. The wire is quite well sized, and so it's good. I think it's good enough, good for 30 amps. So that's my system's 30 amps, so that's good. So I've got a whole pile of these, and these are my cables. I can use these for lighter stuff, instrumentation, stuff like that. These are some solar panel connectors that came with some solar panel wire. Now, I found out that by looking at the prices, that the solar panel cable I managed to find very inexpensively, this, and so there's 3 meters here, and I hope there's enough, but I'm sure there will be. And so what I've done is, I'll show you, I've cut I don't want to cut a length off because I don't know the exact length in the boat, but what I do need to know is that I've got everything I need to be able to do this job. So what I've done is, this is the inline fuse, and this is a battery cable. Okay, so I'm going to use this to connect the batteries together and for all the main cabling. I figure it's the same as a solar panel, so why can't it be the same to come out of the batteries as what the solar panel puts it in? It seems to be logical there. And so you know, it's just got to be able to take the highest thing that you're going to run on it. So this is a 30 amp system. This is more than good enough for 30 amps. And so it's got the inline fuse rated at 30 amps, and then I've connected that to the, with the heat shrink, I've connected that and sorted that out to this thick cable here, and then this is the right size to go on the switch here. Okay, so this goes on the switch, and this then goes onto the battery terminal. So I've been able to work out that that I've got enough that I need to actually start the wiring. So that's good. I can start doing the wiring. And the other thing is this type of cable it lays very straight, and it can be once you put it into place, it can probably just sit there. You see how nicely it lays and straight, and so it's not going to be. It's going to be quite tidy, and then you can push it through a hole, drill a hole, push it through a hole, and it probably hardly needs holding anywhere, except where it goes through the bulkheads. And so, and the other thing is when you've got a boat full of wiring, it's very nice to be able to see what are your main runs that go between the main parts of the boat. So this just goes from the battery to the charge controller, really, and then and also to the panel. I'm going to use this to the panel, and then from the panel to the different station control panels to the other control panels on the boat. It's also got to run to them, and so the main runs will be in the sticker cable. So you'll be able to see that's the main run, and it's going to be easy to keep it separate from the thinner wires, which are going to be for the secondary runs, and can be a slightly lower thickness, but I'll probably use close to this thickness. This is 4 square millimeters, and so most of the wiring is going to be about that. Okay. Yeah. Well, whilst I've been doing this, I've been making a list of the costs and how much I've spent, because I don't want to go over what's in my bank account, and also for your benefit. And so this is everything that I've ordered so far, which is more than what's here on the table, but I'll run through all of it and show you what I've ordered so far. And I've discovered what I need to order by actually starting to do the wiring and starting to find out what's missing, what I haven't got, and it's given me some good ideas for what I need to make sure I've got to take down there with me. And so, right, so we have I already ordered some time ago a small flexible solar panel kit for phone charging and so on, and it's like an emergency panel if anything happens to the other panel. That's to go on the hatch cover, and I don't expect it to put out much, but it should be enough to charge your phone and so if you end up in an emergency situation. So that was £26. Then I got an inverter on-off isolation switch. There's not one on the control panel, so that's £2.29. I got the smart battery isolator, which you haven't seen here. That was £12.50. Then there's some spade connector, female spade connectors. That's these things. I didn't know that they were coming with this, but I ordered some anyway. That was £2. Then the voltmeter, this panel here, was £12. There's a dual battery switch, that was £16. The yacht varnish was £14. 100 terminals here, that was £7. The 10 pack of 3 amp fuses, these things here, £6.60. 120 piece fuses in a box, these ones, £4. 530 pieces of heat shrink over there, £5. The wire stripper crimping tool, this was a bargain of the century, £8.59. Okay, 2 meters of red solar panel cable, and 2 meters of black solar panel cable came to £13. The cable joiners, special cable joiners over here, these things, they were £4. Then there's 2 5-meter solar panel cables with the ends pre-made on them. That's for the main solar panel. Go to the back of the boat. That's $13.68 for the solar panel cables. Then there's a charge controller, 30 amp, a really nice 30 amp charge controller with intelligent storage. It stores your usage, and it's like a computer basically, an electronic computer. £22 for that. Some butyl mastic tape. This is for doing fittings and making and laying things and going. If you have to go put any holes through the boat, you can put this on the bolts, and it's easier to use than other Seeker mastic stuff. Butyl mastic tape, £8. That'll be a long time. I'll be able to use that for. The Milliput epoxy putty, £6. A padlock, I had to buy a padlock for the main hatch, that's £3. Now, electrical cable trunking, I found some to go like this. You see, that's like in the trunk, and so if that's like that, then the trunking goes down to the bench top and up there to the controller panel, and so it just can take the cables where you want to tie. I've got it brown so it matches the wood. There's that trunking. I just got a meter of that for £7. I still need to order grommets for the solar cable. Oh, I can do that today because now I know the diameter of the solar cable. Then the 100 watt solar panel, that's been ordered. That's £75, and I need to get some aluminium bar mount for that. Oh, and some wood glue. I've ordered some wood glue. Cascamite is a very amazing stuff. I've used it before. Cascamite is ideal stuff for gluing anything in boats and that. So that was £10 for. It's a powder. You mix it with water, and yeah, very good stuff. So, what else is here? Oh, and some wire crimp connectors. I got some more connectors. What I did was I found out, this is important. I found out when I made this, you see, I put this on here, and now how do I attach, how do I go from there? Now what you need to do is you need to jump from, this is the negative side, this is a positive. Now I need to jump from there to the positive, from the positive to the next positive, the positive to the next positive. And so to do that, what you need is it's called a piggyback connector. It's actually part of the connector, and also this has smaller connectors in here, and so I got some smaller connectors for this, and I got some piggyback connectors. So all of that was £15 for those connectors. I think it was £15, and probably included the new multimeter as well. I can't remember, but I just wrote the total down there. So I added it all up, and it comes to just over £100. So that's my spend at the moment, £100, and I'm well on my way to getting my solar panel and all my electrics sorted on the boat. So that's good. Now I have got a few, I did buy a few other things, because I've also got, I got some carpet. I went to the carpet shop and I found some nice carpet for the inside, for the floor inside, some nice new carpet, and for the cockpit area I decided to put carpet in the cockpit area. I got, it wasn't wool, it was artificial material, plasticky material. It wasn't plastic, but it's like plastic carpet, I call it. I wouldn't normally use it, but I thought it'd be okay in the cockpit area. At the moment, the cockpit area's got this like teak, but it's just a thin veneer of teak, and it's just no good, because what happens is it swells up, the water gets in, it swells up, and then you stand on it and it cracks and breaks and splinters up. And so even though it's quite recently done, it just hasn't lasted, so I said that's no good. So I'm going to rip all that off, and it's just one big panel, and so I'm just going to spray some contact adhesive on that and stick the carpet down on top of it and see what happens. And if it's no good, well, I can just rip it up and put something else on. And it'll of course deteriorate, probably and last a few years, so I have to do it every few years. But these pieces of carpet you can buy in the carpet shop, it's only £5 for quite a big piece of carpet, and I'll be able to use some of the carpet elsewhere in the boat, or perhaps on the walls and that, just to fill in a bit around the control panel. I'll probably put some around the control panel to tidy it up, to make it all look like nice and cosy inside. There is actually on the inside walls of the bulkheads of the boat, it's actually cork. It's been done with cork, but it looks old and it's squares and it's not completely flat, and it's not actually that nice to look at. But it's good insulating material, so I'm just going to leave it on, and I'm going to put the carpet on top of that, glue it on top of that. So it'll really be easy to take it off. If you want to take it off, you pull it off, and the cork should come with it. Okay, so there we go.